Hello guys, I'm back, still me, NYE, Kosigan NYE, Kumadi, sorry, spokesperson for my team, and it's once again an honor and a pleasure to continue the demo of our solution and present its back office to you. Our back office saves all the data sent by the front office, which will be used later by the health authorities of the partner countries to help them take decisions for a better control and management of COVID-19 health crisis. All this is managed by a strong and robust back-end commonly called black box. We want to recall that it's from this back-end that our algorithm is developed and implemented, not only to detect infected cases, but also for risk cases forecast. Let's now try to log in into the back office and see how it looks. We can never say it enough, ladies and gentlemen. Our system is very flexible and can adapt to any technical or strategic requirement if that is the wish of the partner countries. Okay, we are now connected and we can see that our back office has 5 different menus from dashboard to profile. Let's start with the first one, dashboard. It includes generic graphs of different types, as you can see. And these are graphs that give us very detailed statistics in real time. The state of men and women, people whose age is between 0 and 17 years old, for example, the situation of the pandemic on a daily basis, the situation of the pandemic by mapping here, by countries, by city, or even by district compared to people who have moved to risk zones like here in the last 2 weeks. And finally, a summary by countries, cities, and districts if necessary, with the possibility of exporting these data for in-depth studies by the health authorities. For test purposes, let's go to the mapping. For test purposes, and as you can see on the mapping here, we have worked with simulation on Togo and Gabon. Let's reduce it a bit so that you can see what is happening. So, as we have just said, for test purposes, and as you can see on the mapping here, we have worked with simulations on Togo and Gabon, and you just have to move cursor to have the detail of the statistic by country, by city. For example, if I choose here Libreville, Port-Gentil, and so on. So, by districts or even by other types of decentralization, depending on the country, the case of Rwanda, which has cells in the perfect example here, is the perfect example here, sorry. So you can see the detail of our statistics that we are proposing in this solution with the possibility to format them and to download the whole data. So let's go now to the list. The list menu is divided into two parts. The list of all people who have subscribed to the application, like here, like you can see, as well as the list of people at risk detected by the artificial intelligence behind our solution. In the all menu, you can see that all subscribers are present with only their phone number, completely impersonal and anonymous. This makes it possible to keep these public health data confidential while respecting the privacy of the users of the application. Alafia, when COVID-19 is a solution, which, beyond the COVID-19 pandemic, can be used to collect public health data in order to better manage other public health problems in the very near future when we know of elsewhere that diseases like malaria have always killed in tropical countries more than any other disease. So, the risk. The risk submenu is dedicated to people detected as at risk by the system thanks to our detection and forecast algorithm. Let's talk a bit about this artificial intelligence that we have developed behind our solution. Our algorithm is based on a WHO report published in February entitled Report of the WHO China Joint Mission on Coronavirus Disease 2019-COVID-19, notably relayed by the French doctor Dominique Dupagne on his summary page on COVID-19, and which specifies the frequency of COVID-19 symptoms in this type of this group of population, this Chinese population patient, which are confirmed by laboratory with rate relative to each symptom of infected cases observed in the portion of this test population. And it's thanks to this advanced technology that the system can detect, according to the terms described above, the people connected to our application and who are at risk. This brings us to the next step, which consists of screening these people who are supposed to be at risk. So, in this part, it's now up to the health authorities managing the crisis to define policies of confidentiality, respect for the rights of their citizens, and appropriate logistics that can help them to go and pick up people considered to be at risk and in order to carry out clinical tests on them. This will enable them to take home those whose test is negative and to provide rapid care of those who are confirmed positive. The confirmation of the clinical diagnosis will lead us to the next step of our application, which will exclusively concern the monitoring of these confirmed cases thanks to the geolocalization of their smartphones. This will necessarily require close collaboration between the partner states and the mobile phone operators operating in their territories. Let's talk now about location. So it's here that the manager of the back office can create his country, his cities, his districts, and even his cells as required by the decentralization policy of his country. And the last part is profile. The profile menu deals with data security and access according to users in the back office. You will agree with us that the access that the Ministry of Health could have and which would allow him to have access to all the data of his country in real time cannot be granted to a simple employee of this same ministry. This is very sensitive public health data, and it would just be unfortunate to give any access to anyone. But because our application is flexible, it will be up to partner countries to decide how and to whom they wish to grant access. It's also very important to mention that our web and mobile application called Alafia Win COVID-19 can treat data from several countries at the same time. The system is therefore able to collect data on populations as a whole and then treat them. It's also capable of prediction of infection cases made possible by an artificial intelligence that we have developed, as well as the follow-up of people infected with COVID-19 after their physical screening, of course, thanks to the geolocalization of their telephone numbers. We have said it before. So finally, we would like to inform you that in order to reach the most remote segments in our countries, we have thought of implementing also another version with USSD technology, which is already ready and will be deployed once we manage to connect to the equipment of a mobile phone operator in one of the partner countries. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing. Thank you very much for following us.